guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're in one of my favorite cars, the Porsche 996. Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're driving a 2003 Porsche 996. And this isn't any Porsche 996, this is actually a X51 car.
An additional 25 horsepower from stock.
Okay, so yeah, 320 is stock for the 996 here in the United States. This is considered the 996.2, the second version of the 996. The first 996 cars here were model years 1999 to 2001, and they came with a 3.4 liter flat six. So in 02, that displacement was raised to a 3.6 liter, 320 horsepower. Here is made from 02 to 05. I think the 996 rear wheel drives were just 02 to 04, right? I think 05 were the turbos and the C4Ss. So the X51 was a very rare package. It was on the 40th anniversary edition. It had an extra 25 horsepower, and it was a $15,000 option, correct?
$15,000 roughly.
Wow. So these 996s are really bargains. I owned a 2002 C4S. I bought it used in 2006. It was a 2002 model. When the 997s came out in 05 or 06, kind of depreciated the 996, so I thought that was a good time to buy it. I must have loved that car because I had it for 6 years. And basically I couldn't afford a 996 turbo. They were still crazy money at the time. So I bought a higher mileage C4S. I believe it had about 50,000 miles when I bought it, and I drove it for about 20,000 miles, had it for about 6 years. It wasn't an everyday car, but because it was all-wheel drive, it was actually my everyday winter car. So what makes this car really rare, besides the X51, is it's also got the sports suspension, right? The MO30 suspension?
It's MO30 suspension. It's X51 power pack. It has sport seats, sport exhaust. It has lowered seats.
Yes.
And it has the badge delete option,
right,
among other options.
Yeah, so the clutch isn't bad at all. It felt really stiff to me.
Right.
I'm not convinced that that's a stock clutch. I don't think it is. But the good news is it's a newer clutch, right?
Well, hopefully it is.
Well, I sold mine with 70,000 miles, just to give you an idea, and the clutch was fine.
Right.
You know, I was concerned when I bought it used from a doctor, and he had a 996 turbo and a C4S. And he was willing to sell the C4S, so I'm like, perfect. But my dream was really this 996 turbo that he had in there. So that, you know, in my budget, that's all I could afford. And I had some reservations buying a used Porsche with 50,000 miles. Because if you go on the forums, here's a 996 convertible going by. If you go on the forums, everybody tells you, oh, clutches only last 50,000 miles. And I'm like, that's insane, because I had like a Mark II Supra with 180,000 miles. I had the original clutch. So I never had the pleasure, unfortunately, of owning a rear drive. Now, wow, I can't believe how good this car is. A rear drive 911. I had the C4S 996, which was all-wheel drive. Then I went to a Cayman S, so that was rear drive, obviously, but a Cayman, not a 911. Mid-engine instead of rear engine. Right. And then the 993 turbo that I have now, obviously, is all-wheel drive. Right. So I never had a rear drive, and wow, I think I like the rear drive better already. Holy cow.
When I drove a C4S, I couldn't believe the steering feel.
Yes.
This is an amazing steering car.
Yep.
And I got this car, and I don't want to say it's better, but it is different. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's easier to place the car. Right. Maybe it doesn't push quite as much. Yeah. But they're both amazing steering cars. The thing about the 996 that I think a lot of people don't think about, because they're always talking about the IMS bearing, right, is how great the steering feel is. Yeah, that's really I think the pinnacle of steering feel. I think the 996 has it even over the 997. I think you're right. I've driven both, and that's a great car. The thing with the X51 is a lot of people think it's, you know, just a simple modification, but there was a reason it was 15 grand. You know, it has an aluminum intake manifold instead of plastic.
Right.
And then it has totally different heads. It has a different cam. It has a lot of different things, which really make it a completely different engine, basically.
Yeah, and that's it's very rare. I don't know how many had that option, but
I don't know, and nobody seems to know, especially, you know, we all know the 40th anniversary, they all have it.
Yep.
And they command a premium just in terms of price.
Right, and that was standard on the 40th.
That was standard.
Yeah.
The sport suspension, you know, and the X51 standard on that car. But to get an X51 not on a 40th anniversary, not many people paid that much money.
Right.
It was just for 25 horsepower, people thought it was crazy.
Right. only Porsche could charge 15,000
exactly.
for 25 horsepower.
They're amazing cars, but
Oh, they are, especially at this price point. You know, a 997S is probably still 10,000 more, give or take.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, and I can tell you, yeah, so steering, I had a C5 Z06 that I sold to get my C4S.
It's a great car.
Yeah, and the first thing I did was like, oh, what did I do? You know, because I was like, because it was a lot slower, the
Sure.
C4S.
Sure.
But where it really had it beat was steering feel.
Yep.
You know, interior, obviously, nicer place to be. I had the C4S's all come with full leather
Yep.
here. But you really had to learn there was a learning curve with that rear engine.
It is.
And once you kind of mastered that slow in, fast out, and the all-wheel drive even to more extreme, because you use that all-wheel drive power out of the turn, it's 1,000 times better.
That
But
car,
you have to learn that learning curve to access it, where probably anybody can jump in the Z06 and be fast, where I think a rear engine car like a 911 rewards good driving skill. The great thing about Porsche, where you can actually drive and go to the track, is the brakes. So when I had my Corvettes, you know, the brakes would start failing after literally a couple laps if you're a good enough driver. So you have to change the pads, the fluids, stainless steel brake lines. Porsche, you can literally buy it, you know, used now, go right to the track the day you bought it, run it all day, drive home. And the thing about like my C4S, I tracked it all the time, you open the engine and it's nice and cool. Where my Corvette, I had to open the hood and air it out and hope it cooled down for the next session. And this car, it's just like nothing can break it. It's so well engineered, and that
I think that's the difference when you design a car from the ground up, from the beginning, to be capable, like the Germans often do on a track.
Yep.
You don't have to do those upgrades and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's over-engineered out of the box.
Yeah.
And let's just say, you know, this one obviously has the X51, so it's worth more. It has all those performance options, so it's in a different league than a regular 996 But you could pretty much duplicate this car at the 320 horsepower price point for about 25,000, right?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, say you can get a 996, the 3.4, an early one, for 18,000. This is certainly worth that extra 5,000 to 7,000. Well, I used to do a ton of track days with my Corvettes, and I had two C4s before that. And the one car, like at Lime Rock, coming down the hill onto the main straight, making that right turn on the bottom. The one car that I couldn't keep up with, and I had a Z06, would be these 996 911s, just because of their rear engine, how he can get on the gas so much sooner.
On that hill, they just hunker down and power out
and
of
explode out of it. And I'm like, wow, how is this 996 gaining on me? And I
it's momentum. It's a momentum car.
Exactly. So I said, if I could do that on the track, and I like doing track days, I'm going to get one of those.
Right.
And you know, the C4S had the turbo brakes, so it had the big reds. And even with the all-wheel drive, I autocrossed it. I actually put...
Oh, it's a great autocross.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I think, you know, I won my class a couple times, but I put like, I put GT3 sway bars.
Yep.
And I probably did a couple other things, which I can't remember. But, you know, very sticky tires. I think I had the AD08s on there or something like that.
Yeah,
but,
it's a couple simple mods, and that car is in a stock class. It's very hard to beat.
Yeah.
This car would be very interesting in, you know, showroom stock autocross because of the extra power from the X51 and the factory sport suspension. It gives it an advantage over like a normal 996.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you right now, I think I like the rear wheel drive better. Because there is a lot of understeer in the all-wheel drive cars. I mean, you certainly can work around it. You can really feel it in a tight turn, where this car certainly feels more alive. And with this X51, you really feel the difference in power. All right, guys, thanks for watching our Porsche 996 review. To me, this car is a must-buy. If you want to get into a 911, there's a lot of great choices out there, the Boxster, the Cayman, but this rear drive 996 911 I think is a fabulous choice in the $20,000 price range. You probably hit the bottom of the depreciation curve, so you can just put the miles on this car. The maintenance isn't bad on these cars, and again, I think this car is a must-buy. Thumbs up to this car. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please leave a positive comment below, and please share this video with your friends. All 4 of those allow me to keep making videos. Thanks again for your continued support, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
You're not hitting anything.
We getting water or something, maybe? All right, we're having, because this is going on too.
Uh-oh. Is your door shut?
Could that be it? Let me see. That was it. All right.